Well, hey folks, this is Real Honest with Jonn, Ritland, and
The Dominator.
And a SmackDown Live. What are you calling this one?
Spudadelphia.
And you'll find out in a moment why. If you wouldn't watch this show, why are you watching the review? Anyway.
I mean, thank you guys for watching the review anyway, but you guys probably should at least tune in to SmackDown some.
And tune into 205 Live. There's a little bit of a surprise.
And it doesn't...
That will spoil for you in a moment.
Yes, we will spoil it. Nakamura, of course, super over.
Indeed.
Super over. Styles and Nakamura. Yeah, Mania. Yes. Please don't put this as the main event. Put this as the main event.
And it was a great way to kind of end the show on, too, when they got to the match.
Absolutely. You had Owens and Zayn, of course. They say they got screwed.
What? Canadians never get screwed in the WWE.
No, Brett gave it a 4 out of 10. So, Brian is giving Zayn and Owens a shot at the WWE title next week when they face each other.
Ooh.
And that would lead into tension.
I smell a sitcom.
It's not what I smell.
Oh, I mean, that's usually the sulfur that follows you.
It's a good just sulfur? Okay.
Either that or you're farting way too much.
If I had said both, would you be surprised?
No.
Okay. Then it's really weird as Brian is talking to Zayn and Owens. This guy suddenly yells, "I gotta work!" Which
Whoever you are, shut the fuck up.
I mean, if you gotta twerk, make sure you're one of the girls. What? Are you surprised I said that?
No.
No. Okay. Jinder versus Rusev versus Ryder versus Kofi in a 4-way U.S. title contenders match.
Who did you think was going to win it first?
I actually thought Jinder was going to win.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Congratulations, you're wrong.
it was Rusev.
Yes.
And they had a comedy spot with Samir dumping Big E's pancakes. And you never touch a black man's pancakes.
He ain't got no more pancake mix.
He's got to find what is... I was going to say a Buttersworth joke, and then I just realized that's syrup and not pancake mix. That was cool stuff, though. Rusev versus Rude next week. Rude-Seth. I'm proud of that. So anyway, as we were saying about...
Just shut the show down. We're done. Actually, you know what? No, never mind.
No, we probably should...
I have devoted fans. All 3 of them.
No, you have plenty of devoted fans. Rusev is going to be the new thing, though. Anyway,
You don't taint Rusev. And don't you dare, I know what you're going to go with next.
Lana does. You knew I was going to.
I know.
Whether
That's
you
why I
told-
warned you.
Whether you told me to or not, I was going to.
I know.
Though that was a good match.
Yes.
And Jinder didn't win.
Happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day. It's like it's not like the song Happy. Moving
You may
on.
not be able to see it through my mirrored shades, but I'm just kind of giving him a disappointed stare.
It happens often. Usos promo.
Yes.
Jay is on lock. Well, he was.
And then prison bars, and I'm just like...
Oh, God, that was so embarrassing. The Fashion Files, though. It's kind of dragging on at this point.
Was that a pun?
No, it actually wasn't.
Were you losing?
No, the Fashion Files were there before they did the Usos promo.
Yeah.
Fashion Files is kind of dragging on, though.
Yeah. Mostly because they ran out of ideas.
Well, and they weren't getting over enough, apparently, I guess. So they had to end it and then
Because
put it
they
on.
don't know how to capitalize on something when it's striking when the iron's hot. Except with Rusev winning, first contender.
Right, and hopefully he actually beats Rude next week, even though I like Rude. Be opposed to Rusev winning. But yeah, the Fashion Files thing is dragging down, and Gable destroyed some laptops, so now they have to call the Gable
He was
guy.
ready, willing, and Gable, but
And Shelton
he just can't dish out the Benjamins.
Shelton looks disappointed all the time. And then, but yeah,
Because it took them so long to bring him back.
it's because he's black. Is that it? Oh, it was his shoulder. That was it. It was his shoulder. Screwed that up, didn't I?
Just a little.
Yes. But the Usos Lockdown promo. Fun fact, they actually got the Lockdown name from Impact for $5 and a pack of gum. Kidding.
Just a Bazooka Joe's comic.
Actually, you know what? It was about $3.50. So, that was crap, though. I mean, the Usos...
They've got it on lock.
Down.
Ness.
Yes.
About $3.50.
Didn't even think about say it on lockdown.
Well, that's all right. I'm the more Scottish of us.
That's a good point. This was a terrible promo, though. I mean, look, the Usos aren't street. Stop being street. Just because one of you got busted for driving on a street under the influence does not mean that you should be doing this.
I have street cred. Sponsored by American Express.
Probably should have blocked out the number. Oh, bollocks.
Whoops.
So, the Bludgeon Brothers stare at the Usos. And I think that Harper and we've come up to the
And the
conclusion...
Usos stare back.
Or they stared into the crowd. I didn't really pay attention. We've come to the conclusion that Harper and Rowan just say shit to each other while they're doing their intro.
Because it's completely dark and they're facing each other, so it's like, your mask makes you look stupid. Shut the hell up.
It's like, how's your ball spot working, Harper? Shut up.
You look like a giant orange gnome, and everybody knows it. Shut the hell up!
Oh, God, camera's on. The Bludgeon Brothers beat up the Jobbers. What looked like a really short Jim Powers. And if you understand the Jim Powers reference, bravo to you. He was actually a pretty good worker. He just never got above jobber status. Unfortunately. So, they did all these weird promos backstage with ass-tacular graphics.
Oh, God.
Oh, and apparently Jeremy Borash is, not speaking of ass-tacular, Jeremy Borash seems like a nice guy. But he is now working for WWE, I guess.
I swear I could just, I could probably do that with with less effort than what they did. Just ass.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Brian's talking. Look at Brian. He just wants to wrestle.
Yeah, he does.
And they're going to do a SmackDown Live Top 10. Ty's apparently interested. WCW did it first, by the way. Bischoff actually used to introduce it with his Ken doll hair. So freaking ridiculous. Eric Watts was a Rookie of the Year in WCW at one point. That's how bad WCW was. Right. That's how bad WCW was in the 90s.
He wasn't very bright, ironically.
Oh, God. He made David Flair look good in the ring.
Well, that's new.
Right. Charlotte comes out, testing that audience with her promo.
Here we go again.
Yes. Look, in all seriousness, I mean, Charlotte did fine. She did fine, but then Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan came out. I had my focus on Ruby and Sarah for some reason. Can't figure out why. Liv, of course, discount Alexa Bliss. But it was fine for what it was.
Yep.
I mean, and then, of course, the Riott squad.
Yes, the Riott squad.
Beat down Charlotte.
Mm-hmm. After some effort, though.
Yeah.
It definitely required effort on their part, which was a good way to play it.
And it was. And I mean, it was. Sarah Logan did fine in the Rumble. So Liv less so. Ruby did fine.
Yeah.
And if you guys are wondering where Ronda Rousey is, she's probably finishing up filming on that movie that she's in.
She's about at mile 8 now of mile 22.
Right, in Colombia. Oh, that's where the film
Probably
was.
don't want to run miles in Colombia, just to guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I would expect when she's ready to come back, if she's signing in full time,
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. As long as they give this a natural build, she's going to be a very natural heel.
Oh, God. They're going to have Rousey versus Charlotte, and then Carmella's going to cash in on Rousey. What if they have that? That would be
She
great.
just runs up and punches her in the jaw.
That's a way to stop Ronda. You meant Carmella.
I mean, that's a way to stop anybody, really.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Nearly a cash in. Carmella nearly cashed it in, but then she knocked out the ref, or the ref got knocked out. Mm-hmm. He made his case, however brief it was, and that cash in did not happen. It was an excellent pun. No, it wasn't. Styles and Nakamura had much history.
Yes.
And WWE ignored it. Because Wrestle Kingdoms never happened. Those shows never happened. Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Chris Jericho went on an extended vacation.
Yes. Like Sting, how he wasn't in Impact for all those years. He just fell asleep at his crow's nest for 13 years.
Man, my hairline's receded.
Speaking of which, Corbin.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Ty Dillinger.
I actually did not mean that to be the segue.
No, but it was good. You have segue parking. Corbin versus Ty. It was okay. Crowd was vicious. I think they were chanting, "You can't wrestle" to Corbin, which is a bit unfair. He's bland in the ring, but he does have some good moves.
He's bland in the ring and bland on the mic, but he can wrestle better than Jinder.
That's not a high bar, but yes, it's true.
He's not the bar, so...
Yeah, this is true. Because
they probably benefit from a couple drinks at the bar, but, you know.
Maybe it's hair growth formula if you can ingest that.
Those aren't a thing.
They aren't?
No.
What the hell have I been drinking then?
Well, if it lasts more than 4 hours, you should probably call a doctor.
If it's 4 minutes, fine. That's not good. Anyway, Ass-tacular phone camera interviews. Stop with the phone camera interviews backstage.
Okay. As I often say, and I tweeted this out, but as I often say to myself whenever I'm watching certain YouTubers and you don't know who you are, look at the camera, 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 look at the camera.
I know who he's talking about, by the way.
There are multiple people who do this.
There are.
But
I used to do it when I did Ustream videos.
I understand when people have got like their phone in front of them or something like that, or they're looking at a monitor, make sure that the camera's on them. Set the camera up straight. Just look at the lens. You can break eye contact if you got mirrored shades like I do, because sometimes I like to look at the monitor
And make sure shit's working.
yeah, and that way nobody notices. But also, it looks fucking slick with this derby. So
It really does. It fits the gimmick so well.
yes,
But yes.
it's not a gimmick; it's a way of life, John. I don't need to break kayfabe because this is me.
If I told you I named a girl kayfabe and broke her, would you be shocked?
I'd be concerned.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't break her. Just a bed.
Wonderful.
Team Kyup versus Brazongo, and it happened, and that was it.
Yes.
I want to say this much about the women. This was probably one of the first segments where they had a bunch of women in it where it didn't feel clustered and it felt like it had a point.
Yes.
And that's hard to do. Well, it's not hard to do if you actually book your women properly, but this is the first one they did right.
I mean, to be fair, WWE does not have a great track record with women.
Yeah, they pushed Sable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Russo and Vince pushed for Sable. Vince, the smart Vince McMahon, the ones that actually made money. Owens and Zayn, not yet. Not Owens versus Zayn, but Owens and Zayn versus Nakamura and Styles, decent. They told a story of Sammy and Owens having heat. That's not the case. Sammy even left at one point, and Owens got beat. This is just a swerve like what they did with Jericho and Owens. Oh god, it's going to end with why my name on here. It's not a swerve. You don't think it's a swerve?
I think we're going to end up with a face Owens for a little bit.
Yeah.
And a heel Sammy when he becomes champion.
That's true. That's a good point. No, B for SmackDown. B. I'll say B. Mm-hmm. It had a couple, but it was a solid show.
Yeah.
Solid show for what it was. And I'm going to include a little rant in on the mixed match challenge. Not about the mixed match challenge. No. First, let's talk about the match. Zayn and Lynch versus Braun and Alexa. That was really good.
Yes.
Not Kane and Lynch, of course, not the failed video games, but Braun is super over.
Yeah.
Super fucking over. Braun trying to get Alexa to lift a small car.
Oh, God, that was
just
hilarious.
wonderful. Fucking wonderful.
Braun Strowman is just absolute comedic gold when they don't have him on Raw, which is great. And keep the comedy to a minimum.
Yeah.
Unless, he breaks away from being the absolute hilarious monster that he is already.
He's just a freaking... He's a cartoon character, but booked right.
Yes.
And the crowd turned him face. This is like, he's going to be a great heel. We're going to have him teamed with... or we're going to pair him against Reigns, and Reigns is going to be a babyface, and you deserve it. Okay, that didn't work at all.
So,
good match.
Yeah. Ginger Snaps versus...
Little Big. That's what they call their team.
I would have called them the big and small section.
I mean, that's good too.
Which is also something you could say about tall Asians. But anyway.
So...
at the end of it, though, when they were kind of cutting that promo with Alexa and Braun, and Alexa goes, "We're going all the way," after Braun was calling her cute. And he kind of looks for a moment, he's like...
to the finals of the mixed match. Crowds are chanting all the way. And
all the way. Dum, dum, dum,
let's go all the way. So you and I know what you said about if they were in bed together. God,
it would be kind of hilarious, but also painful for everyone,
it would not be a blissful experience for
especially Alexa's boyfriend.
I think they're married now. I think they had to get married. I don't know. Naomi and Jimmy. I actually had to see which one that was because I forgot which one she was married to because I don't care. Versus Goldust and Mandy. That's fitting. Mm-hmm. That's fitting because you need to give Mandy something to do. And if anybody knows that anything about stuff that fits, it wowould be Mandy. I'm sure she's nice, but she just looks stupid. It was fine. Yep. I mean, it was a good match.
Mandy Rose exists sometimes.
To me, she's like Kelly, and hence my rant. I'm just going to... Short rant here that I couldn't include on the Royal Rumble review. The fact that
Technically, he did twice, but
Yep.
we got recordings mixed up so much that
Yep.
we just kind of left it out.
Yeah, it got bad. It got botched. The Women's Royal Rumble was great. They had plenty of good returns, plenty of good surprises. I love that. But here's the things that I didn't love about it. Kelly, that stupid Barbie doll that couldn't run the goddamn ropes except even after 6 years of training. She beat Beth Phoenix in her hometown of Buffalo, New York. And couldn't even do anything right. I mean, it's like, Beth Phoenix did a glam slam or whatever the heck it was, whatever the heck she called it, off the top, and busted her ass, which Kelly should be familiar with that, position and that pain. How in the world was Kelly offered? And she didn't even take her jacket off. And then, of course, she likes a jacket off. But she starts doing her head scissor spin. She's, sounds like a dying wildebeest, for God's sakes. It's like a croc was trying to get her. Even though the croc would be like, this tastes rancid. I'm spitting it back out. Kelly, again, heard is great to her fans. I'm sure she's a lovely person. I'm sure she is. I'm talking about the wrestling character. She was trash. Trash in 06 to 2012. She's trash now. This was trash. She can't do anything in the ring. And wearing white, Kelly, we know how many guys have been through you. So, now to Brie and Nikki Bella. If I wanted to see two trash heaps in the ring, I would watch Sable. Because Sable was the equivalent of two trash heaps because she never wanted to put a woman over or never get hurt, getting hit in the back, which is weird because being on her back is the only way Sable ever stayed in WWE. But Nikki in particular, Nikki's neck is not in good shape, according to her doctor. I don't want her paralyzed in the ring as much as I don't like the Bellas at all, and Nikki didn't deserve to be the longest reigning Divas champion ever. Nikki never deserved that. And look, is that all on Nikki? I mean, I'm sure she had something to do with it, but it was also creative, being spiteful, and the fact they picked the worst worker. And yeah, sorry, Nikki improved into a decent worker, but isn't all that good still. I don't want her neck to snap. I don't want her to hit the wrong spot, hit the ropes wrong or something, have her neck snap and be unable to have her life. Whether her and Cena end up happy together or they call off the engagement, I don't care. That's their business. Nikki's trash. Brie chode. That's basically what it sounds like. Brie and Nikki at the end of the Rumble, trying to beat up Asuka, it was garbage. Absolute garbage. And I don't want to ever see those two piles of shit in the ring again. Anyway, so now, 205 Live.
Wait. You guys want to see my imitation of Jonn every time he sees Asuka?
Yeah. Full head and everything. So, 205 Live.
Oh,
Rockstar
yes.
Spud, the Drake Maverick. Sounds like a porn name.
He is the new general manager of 205 Live.
In the most dialed down suit that he's ever worn.
And he is exactly the kind of energy that they need that isn't toxic like Enzo.
Right. Spud's a really good worker. He's a really good worker in Impact. Him and EC3 had comedic gold. Hopefully, if they have EC3 on Raw at some point, they tie into that. I would be for that because they were great. And apparently,
take a Dillinger to it.
There you go. Better than a Dirk Diggler to it. So, new tournament, Crown Champ.
Yes.
16-man tournament. I figured it out that if they did the two matches, if they did a two-match format for this week and the following weeks up until about the 13th or 20th, I think the 13th, they could have the semifinals if they don't have one in Elimination Chamber.
But be careful. If Braun gets anywhere near it, he'll probably flip it.
Chamber, Braun, win. Braun, you just killed half the crowd. Braun, win. Braun, lawsuit. Anyway.
Give me belt.
I am your belt now. So, I am your champ. But tournament for a champ, 16-man tournament. 2 matches tonight. Cedric versus Metalik, first round match. 205 chance. It's nice to know Philly fans can count that high, or that's how many drinks you had.
Side note, thank you for cheering on 205 Live.
Honestly, yes.
And I'm glad Rockstar Spud is really driving home
The energy.
the crowd engagement.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that's been lacking. And so more I said words and people will say, speak along because he did the same damn promo every single time.
Right.
But,
Spud's a really good talker.
yeah. And not only that, crowd engagement is what is needed. Like, you don't silence people when they go, one fall! But regardless.
Right. And I agree with you. This has been needed. If they want to make 205 Live its own brand, Have a few touring shows here and there. This is what they need. Need to implement all the cruiserweights as best they can. And I agree with you. It's great stuff. Maybe Ray can make an appearance even though they haven't put pen to paper on a new deal yet. Don't go to Impact, Ray. Your knees actually need surgery and Impact won't pay the bill. Ask Conan what they'll do when your hip gives out. So, 205 chance. I do agree with you, though. It was great to see crowd engagement. And Cedric won. It was a good match. Gulak with Maverick. That was brilliant. Just handing him roses. And a Gulak pin on there.
Maverick really does look like a potato in a suit, though.
Well, that Spud grew. It's an excellent pun.
That joke took root.
It's a hot little potato right now. Happy little potato, whatever it is from Zoolander. Ali interview. So, it was good. And he called Cedric his boy. I was trying not to laugh. I couldn't stop laughing. That's all I took away from the promo. Actually, Ali cut a really good promo.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy. Really good spokesperson for Muslims in America. TJP and Spud. Well, Pierce Spud was feeling a bit manic. Not sorry for that. Not sorry. Tozawa wanted to be the GM, but then he went with the "you're fired." And just did that freaking grin. Yes, great stuff. TJP versus Tyler Bate. And TJP won.
I know.
Working over the knee. I'm fine
Which
with
technically means he did what Pete Dunne has issues doing too. Which is. But I gotta say, of the Tyler Bate matches that I've seen, this doesn't rank as high as
No.
I'd have liked.
No, but you got to say they had him work more where he was selling his knee, so he couldn't do as many moves. I mean, it was telling a story. I agree with you. It wasn't as good as other ones. It definitely wasn't Takeover Chicago, where they pretty much set Chicago on fire. The Great Chicago
But they
Fire.
didn't start the fire.
It was always burning since the world was turning. So, but yeah, it wasn't the best match, but
Nope.
it was still good.
Yes.
And it was nice to see TJP get the win, holding the tights. TJP probably won't go beyond the next round, but at least he got a quality win. And Bate didn't need to win the match. I was surprised he didn't, but in the end, it actually makes sense.
TJP versus Cedric Alexander at the end of it?
Maybe. I'm not. No.
No. I shouldn't judge this early.
No. Who knows? We'll find out what the tournament matches are.
Creative
in the
does.
following. They do.
They have all the answers.
I do not see evidence of this. Hopefully, WrestleMania is going to be good.
I didn't say the right answers.
Oh, okay, good point. Yeah. Hopefully, WrestleMania is going to be a good show. We are really on the show to WrestleMania.
I just really hope that they don't put it on the pre-show.
No. Put it on the first match on the show. First match on the main show. I mean, put it on there if you want to start the show off hot. So anyway, B?
Yeah.
B for this? I mean, pretty solid. B? Yeah, B, I'd say. Anyway, do you agree? Do you disagree with what we said? Like, share, comment, subscribe. Twitter links. Thumbnail from that guy in the description.
Leave a comment down below if you want me to have a video on why WWE should get rid of the pre-show format.
Get rid of it or at least shorten it. I mean, at least shorten it.
It is absolutely unneeded.
No. Anyway, as I said, like, share, subscribe. Twitter links. Thumbnail from that guy in the description. It's been Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland. And...
The Dominator.
Yes.
Right? That's me, right?
I would hope. I
mean,
mean,
yeah, that's a derby. Okay.
Okay,
I'm the
good.
Derbinator.
Yes.
Awesome.
And hooray! And we will see you soon.